Yo, hey, hello. Welcome to Wednesday, which is not even, it's like a later Wednesday. Today has been a video day. We've been getting some things done because, what does it say? Life doesn't stop. Work don't stop, grind don't stop. We're always doing stuff. And there's 1,000,001 people doing live streams today. So good day, good afternoon to some of you guys. Good evening, good morning, Corporin Don. How you guys doing? Eric Main's on here. Paula, uniquely me, 517, Paula Miller. Hey, how you guys doing today? Seriously, I'm gonna have a conversation with you today. I don't want to just talk at you. From Detroit, Corporin Don. Look at I flew out to Detroit. I think I got 3 workouts at different times with Detroit, the Lions, and they different times brought me in, had me sit there, sent me home, didn't sign. Blindside, hello, how you doing? Blindside. Hey, how's it going? We got Nuran, Rivera, Schneider, Paula Miller, PA, Pennsylvania. I play for the Steelers, so I know about Pennsylvania. Marcus Black, how you doing, man? Marcus Black just found me today, which is kind of cool. Some people find me randomly, which is totally how it works. I like the world like that. But good day to you guys, man. It's upstate New York. How's New York doing? Curious. How is New York doing? Doing. That's weird. Because you hear all this craziness and everybody's locked down. What's up, Jackie Bates? Played with that man when I was at Oregon. He played with the Chiefs. That man's all happy now because the Chiefs took home a W. Although he's from Vallejo. He lives in the Bay. He's a Chiefs fan. Look at you, dirty guy. It's Wednesday, warming up in Wisconsin. It's a beautiful day. It's beautiful here. A little bit rainy out in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm in Walnut Creek. But all is good. It's just locked down. New York State is locked down, which it is. And we're all kind of cooped up. It's crazy. They may be the winning team if he was here. That would be nice. Hey, if they want to pay me to go, I don't think my body will make it past the kickoff nowadays. Like this helmet up here is all for show. These shoulders and body parts are not built for football at the moment. It may look like it, but my back gets tight. I was doing flag football a little while ago. And I turned the wrong way. My back was locked up for like a week. It's not a good thing. Even though I like train and lift, it's just different than football stuff. But here's the thing. I had this great mastermind today, and we were having a conversation. We had multiple conversations about a lot of different things. Some great minds and some great things in business. No toilet paper. What the F is wrong with people? I don't know. My wife actually, we just got in today a whole bunch of teepee. Don't come to my house because you can't have the teepee. But the teepee is it's like the big rolls, the ones you see like at the airport. So we got a whole bunch of these like 2-ply fat rolls that barely even fit on the toilet paper roll. But it's good. We make it work. My bidet might get in today. You know what the bidet is? You guys know what a bidet is? When I went to Russia one time, they had bidets. And for some reason, I never used it. I was like, I don't want to put my butt on there. I don't want my butt to get wet. Because I don't know. This is a question. It's a genuine question I'm having right now. When you get water on your butthole, do you wipe it off did you wipe it off with paper towels? Is that what you use? Or do you just use a towel and it's like a dirty, poo residue towel? How does that work? And you just get up and you're good? Does your butthole dry in your pants? I don't know how that works. If you guys have ideas of how bidets work or your experience with this, would love to know. Because when this thing gets in and I use it, I don't know the proper. I probably could go ahead and Google this thing. It's a possibility. The running game, yeah. People are really catching on with the bidet. I'm telling bidets. If you're in the bidet business, I'd be marketing like crazy right now because I got a feeling they could probably do something. I don't know. It's usually a European thing. Nobody's doing bidets out here. But I'm on a tangent. Here's what happens with me. We have these video days. I literally have the whole studio set up. I'll show you guys what it all looks like. We got our lights. We got the lights here. And then this is the backdrop. Here's the camera, right? And so we have I have the teleprompter. We got to do teleprompter stuff, right? There's all my work stuff there. But this is the area. This is the workspace. This is all my things. We have all my stuff I ship right there. All these little things we have, right? So it's all here. And so the idea is we do video days. But when I do video days, sometimes my brain gets all foggy, all farty. And then I'm on here acting like a fool talking about bidets. Yes, this is real life, people. So the path to hell is paved with good intentions. Wipe the towel with my... What? Wipe with a towel. Oh, all right. So apparently, once you've bideted it, you wipe with a towel. Thank you. Paul, I'm dead serious. Thank you. Because I was going to get this thing, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get up and walk around like a juicy butt. Is that... We're going off in tangents. You see what I'm saying? We're going off in tangents. Anyways... so this is Mrs. Me today, post video day. So after video days, I get to the point where my head is just kind of in loopy spaces and my kids get the all gist of it. You know what I'm excited about right now? I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but me and my man Corey Life, we created this cool video that was all about like just like parenting. And this was like a month, maybe a month and a half ago, a little over a month that we filmed it. And the video was seriously like, I had like 12 topics to cover. The next one's going to be a unique one. I'll tell you what the next one is. We had 12 topics to cover, and the topic we went with was parenting. We're like, what's real? Like, I'm like, parenting is big on my heart. I love my kids, and I'm not always the perfect parent. I know other people aren't, but if I could plant a seed for people to get kind of in the mindset I am, was like, how do I show up as an amazing dad as best I can? So I made this video called "I'm Sorry You Were Born" with me as your parent, put it out. And it's going like baby viral right now. It's amazing to watch. It's got, I think at this moment, 900,000 plus views, 900,000 views with a lot of great messages. And I'm hearing a lot of great comments. And what's cool is I'm getting to watch people like send it to spouses. I'm getting guys like, hey, seriously, I got one today. Some guys like, I'm in the middle of Ohio with 3 kids and I want to say I love your message and like it really helped me. Like it's seriously really, really cool to see what it's doing. And so if you haven't seen it yet, I would love for you to go check it out. Share with anybody you can. If you go out of here, just go to Facebook. If you go to find me on Facebook, the story or like my page, you'll find it's only video pinned to the top. You can't miss it. But the next one, here's the next one. I would love to know your thoughts. We get a couple of ideas, but the next one has to do with my marriage and relationships. And the title, I think, is going to be somewhere in this realm. And let me know what you think about this. The title is supposed to be, "It's Time to Give Up on Your Marriage." What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Now, but I'm going to tell you what and the whole thing, just keep in mind, the title is based on getting you to click it and watch it. There's way more, and I don't really want you to give up on your marriage. But the concept is like my wife and I were high school sweethearts, got married and had this relationship. To be honest, the relationship wasn't the dopest in the world. We needed to work on some things. And so what we did is we got divorced, unfortunately, had to come back from that. But I feel like a lot of people in relationships fighting for these things that they're just broken and they won't give up on this broken relationship and this broken marriage to create the new one. You can't look over here if you're still stuck here. So the idea is like give up on this broken thing to create this amazing new thing. So that's the thought is that, but put that in a story where you feel it. Like you watch like, yeah, I do that to my wife or I do that to my husband and vice versa. 2 perspectives, yelling craziness. How do we get out of it and just back and forth? And like, how do we just drop that, move the next? That's the idea for the next video. So that's all. I'm going to give you guys on that one there. Just give me your thoughts. If you like that idea, let me know. If you don't like it, that's okay too. Life goes on. But anyways, I don't want to be one of the guys that's on here just randomly having a whole, because everybody's doing lives right now, aren't they? There are like 1,000,001 TV station level lives going on with thousands of people, which is cool. I think everybody tucked away. It's kind of a good thing to be able to have, people to come talk to. Those of you guys who are tuning in, hello. You could happily say anything you want, comment what you want. This is not me coming on and saying, hey, everybody, I'm a guru and I'm going to teach you 1,000,000 things in one. I'm not. I'm having a conversation. Hopefully you can come over here and just release some steam and chat and watch this guy randomly talk about stuff. So with that being said, do you have any questions, any comments, anything that you're stressing about in the world, something you're excited about? You see anything funny? You know what I want to watch? I haven't watched yet. Tom Segura got a new stand-up comedy. He got a new set on Netflix. I'm excited to watch that a little bit later. I got some work to do before then. I actually organized my time. And then they got, you guys know Bert Kreischer? I think it's Bert Kreischer, the guy who does stand-up with his t-shirt off and like a dad bod belly. The dude's hilarious. It's Kings and Queens. Hey, I wore your shirt today. It's Kings and Queens has apparel. The shirt's over there. I took it off. I didn't want to get it messed up and dirty. I went in the backyard. I'm going to go shoot some hoops with my son. And I don't want to get the shirt sweaty because it's like the shirt I'm using for videos today. By the way, it's got a cool spade on the front, but it's not this one. This is what am I wearing? Oh, this is my ORL shirt. This was like a different shirt I'm rocking. You guys don't care. Anyways, anything you guys have questions on? Hello. I love the hearts. Appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are just listening to this guy randomly talk. Like, when's he gonna get to a point? I don't have a point today. There's no point. Stressed about trying to find a new job. Oh, that's real. Feel like everything is on hold now. Everything is on hold right now. Anybody else feeling like this? Anybody else trying to figure out, like, what do I do with like finances and income and all this craziness going on? And anybody else in that space right now? Ooh, yeah, there you go. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna be transparently honest with you, and this is Some it's a real situation. Like, so my family, like I'm different from my family. My family all has careers and jobs, and some are sitting at home. I get that. I'm in a different place where like I don't have I'm typically doing what I typically do. I consistently am at home dealing with, the instability. So here's the thing that I think you guys would benefit from. I'm in a good space internally, and it's not that I'm saying I'm in a good space because I have like finances. I have been smart about my finances, as has my wife, so like we're financially okay. But the thing is I'm good inside because I know how to navigate uncertainty. I navigate like instability very well. Like my best friend in the world's a police officer. He has to have stability. Like he has to have structure and things in place. Suki Atwal says, loved everyone, love you as well. Very, very welcome, kings and queens with the vibes. So instability is something I've learned to do okay with. And it's a sense of me grasping this very simplistic concept and kind of where your heart might be right now. If you're like, hey, how do I navigate this part where I have no solidarity of career or structure, what it is? I, in my career, have had ups and downs. There's been multiple months where I make no income. And then some months where I make a lot of income, like as much as some people make in a couple of years. Like it's just, and a lot of the time there's no way to know when it's coming. But there's one specific thing that allows me to consistently get to the point where I'm stable. Like, and it took me about 6 years to really get like stable business to where I have consistency and stuff. But in the moments whenever I had instability, there's two choices that you have. Like now, two choices you have of how you can operate action-wise, energetically, to create what you need. One space is going to be, I'm going to be in a place where I'm scared and I don't know what to do when I have fear. And it's kind of like if you were to see an animal in the wild that's scared of you and you go up to it, what does it do? It bites you, it snaps, it's mean, it's angry, it's protective, it's scared, it's tied back, right? It's caged. That's its cage feeling. And what ends up happening is in that environment, in that cage, like the actions you take are fearful and they're scared and they're really unsettling for people. When people are around you, they feel that you're unsettled and they don't know what to do with that. So they kind of like, it's odd. You act funny, say different things. You make too many calls. You press out. Like it's like, whoa, like relax. It's like calm down. And you know what I'm talking about. If you're around somebody who's unsettled inside, you know how awkward it feels. That's one place you can operate from. The other place is where I've gotten to, which is, it's not easy. And this is one of the things where if you're not in this space, it's totally okay. This is just my perspective, but I operate heavily off faith. Like the faith of knowing that there's a God above me who's looking out for me and the family, but also know that I have a sense of self and trust in my abilities, like trust in your capabilities, because you've gotten somewhere in your life. You've achieved something in your life. Something good has gone right. Like something's happened positively. And when you perspectively shape things to be in that kind of perspective, you can operate from a different sense of energy inside. So it's not that caged animal that's snippety and angry. It's the animal that's like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm going to come to you. Like, you want to put your hand out to feed, the animal comes to you. It's nice. And the cat, like, rubs on your leg and like there's joy there. It's like, I want to take this cat home. So which cat am I going to take home? The cat that's fearful and swiping at me and hissing, or the cat that's nice because I'm trying to give it a little snack? It's a different energetic feeling you have to look at. And if you're giving the negative energy because you're scared and fearful, that's all you're operating from, you won't get anything because you'll not attract anything and you'll actually like repel things. So when you want something coming in, have a faith that like you'll have the ability to have that good thing to come to you when you create more joy, which is more so just having faith that things will work out. They just passed a $2 trillion bill last night. You're going to get a little bit of funds, but here's the thing you don't see. That little bit of funds for you, it's like you're just looking at it for you. I look at it as, well, everybody is getting that, which means that there can be a situation where a person is fearful and stressed out. There's also within that amount of money you might get in that window, there's also a bunch of money going out for different companies that are struggling. The ones who got rid of people who can't hire them, they're going to have the opportunity to get money to fund their rent, to be able to pay for people's jobs to come back. There's possibilities for the government to pay for up to 2.5 months of people's employees' base for companies under $500,000. This is just stuff. I just got this today. There's meetings going on right this moment with 3 people I know very, very close that are in these realms figuring stuff out. And this is stuff we're learning. So if you're stressed out, like, relax. The government will not let our economy go down. Think about Trump. That guy he's a money guy. The guy and I always look at money. What's money doing? Money likes to make money. And the only way money makes money is that the economy is good. This man prides himself on having jobs, having money in the economy. So what is he not going to let fall apart? Money. So if you're stressed off that, like, realize you may not know clearly what's going to go on, but I promise you they will figure it out. They have to. for themselves, for the rest of the world, they will figure it out. So don't be the animal that's tucked away, scared, snipping at everybody and being crazy. Realize a stimulus is created for everything to stimulate and come back. You'll be fine. So if you're in this stressful place, I get it. I don't know when money's coming, where it's going on. Just hold. Like, you're going to be okay. We'll get there together. And if not, like, it's not going to be the end of the world. Like, things will eventually get there. It may not happen as fast as you want. Let me repeat that. It may not happen as fast as you want, but it will happen. Have faith. I have faith. I have faith for you. It will be okay. The links, I don't have any links. This is stuff that just came out. And it's not that people, these are actually friends of mine. We had a meeting this morning where some were going into meetings with large corporations. Someone had just come out of meetings with large corporations who are actually figuring out with their lawyers how they're navigating the bill. Because there's people right now reading through it. Like, we don't know what it is, right? Because the way we get it typically is it goes out to the media puts it into some processor, somebody spits it out, and they give you the nuggets to make them sell newspapers. But then there are people who are actually doing the work, which is the ones reading it and figuring out what to do with it, because they're worried about not just like, oh, my taco shop is going out, my taco truck or something. We're talking about the companies who are billions of dollars a year companies. Every day is millions and millions. They need to know what this thing's about. They got a ton of lawyers on retainer. So the second this thing dropped, they got people reading it. Like, those are the people I'm talking about. Just came out last night. They're still going through it now to figure out what to do with it, how to make sense of it. That's what's going on. Like, as we speak, people are actually I'm talking right now, somewhere in the world, someone has their face in a book reading this, like they're face down reading this thing. Like, they're going to figure it out and they're going to find ways that can make it back to us. So have faith. It'll be okay. I don't know when, but have faith. It's Kings and Queens says, but how did you pace yourself and grind over the 6 years to reach that level of stability? Oh, great question. It's Kings and Queens. How did you pace yourself and grind over 6 years till you reach that level of stability? Failing. I failed a lot, man. I failed a lot. You guys don't see it. That's what it is. And I mean, they're not all amazing failures, but there's times where I put myself also take super crazy risks. There's one time in 2016, I put a ton of money out into an event and an organization, like a product and a program. Man, I put out like 60 grand to run a product and a program, and all I had in the bank was like 61 grand. Like, so, and it sounds like, oh, a lot of money. Like, yeah, it was saved up over a long time and I'd burned through a lot. At one point I had $406,000 cash sitting in the bank. And then little by little, it just disappeared, and me educating, learning it every day. After about $500,000 out in terms of education, I went into a program like, all right, this is the last one. And I went into that with like nothing in the bank. I think I had like $1,500 in the bank, and it came out 42,000. I think we made 42,000 in the event. And believe me, it sound like big numbers, but when you put money in, money comes out. But that 42 grand was something that was like, all right, I can do this. And it was a matter of me consistently getting good. Here's the real truth of it. Skill sets. Right now, if you're not doing this, you have got to get yourself some skill sets. And I don't mean you got to start posting and doing live streams. I mean, you need to learn things. And the things you really need to learn, if you want to know what it is you got to learn, you need to learn digital systems. The world's going there. We're there now. Like, we're doing this. This is a tip of the iceberg. There are digital systems you've got to learn that'll give you a chance to understand how to be able to move quickly. Like, if I wanted to, I could set an entire website, funnel up everything digitally, film videos in my studio, edit the videos, make the cool bumpers, put logo stingers on it, make audio adjustments. I can do all of that. And then I can go ahead and take that and I can load it online. So I can be the guy that sits here and thinks of the idea. I can then film it. I can then edit it. I can put it together. I can load it onto a site, connect the email systems, all the autoresponders, the Zapier, the Active Campaign, Kajabi, load it into a platform. I can create PDFs for programs and courses. I can do it all like this. If I wanted to, I can make it overnight. It did not take me overnight to learn this, though. It's a skill set I learned. So not only can I monetize that by teaching other people how to do it, which is one of my things as a coach, but I can also teach programs and products and things from my ideas that I get when I see a problem. I see a problem, let me find a way to solve that, and I solve for people, and that's how I make my income consistently and steadily. That's one skill set. Also, communication is big. If you haven't learned to do it yet, you need to get good at video. Our entire world's going to video. If you in any way, shape, or form want to be in this industry like I'm doing, you've got to get good at being on camera like this. This just took me years and years of practice. I did a video every single day for 1,333 straight days called the Nightly 90. If you go to my YouTube now, you can see that they're all there. Every single one, every single day is posted every day on YouTube. I always did it there. I did it on my Facebook. There's some, if you go scroll far enough back, it's on Instagram too. But every day I did these things. It was just a matter of practicing telling a story, having concepts, giving insight, giving the goods. And then from there, here's the fun part. You've got to figure out what you do. It's hard because a lot of people do a lot of things, and cutting through the noise right now is going to be incredibly difficult because there's a lot of people on here making it noisy. Like for me, some people have no idea what I do to this day. That's okay. Like some people watch me like, I know this guy, I like him, I know what he does. But me, the background of what I do, when someone gets into my funnels and my process, the ecosystem of the business, I teach people how to elevate how they operate to level up their life and business. I do it through curriculum, and my sole focus is on your identity. It's like, think of your mindset, but one level deeper to actually explode everything you do. And that's what I do. I take you through a step-by-step process to shift your thoughts, beliefs, actions, mindset, habits, and character of yourself. That's the work I do, right? It's clear, it's clean. I help you elevate how you operate on a daily basis. I show you how to do it step by step, down to the hour, and using my GPS planner. Like it's all the way, the actions you choose to take, like I dial it in, right? And so because that's what I do well, my clients come out and they make a ton of money because I teach them how to take the things they already have purchased and bought and make those things come to life. It's things I teach. And so when you go to talk to somebody, you've got to know what you're talking about. I call it the man on the corner method. If you think about this, if I was to go to a big city when there's a lot of people outside, not right now, obviously. If I go to a big city and I see a guy with a megaphone yelling, I might listen for a second, but you tune the person out. But think about this. When you're walking down a street and you see two people talking intently to each other, what do you get? You start eavesdropping. They're talking to each other like this person's talking directly to one person. You start looking like, what is this person? Let me listen in. As we eavesdrop at a table or a restaurant, you eavesdrop because they're talking to one person, not the megaphone. You got to get clear on who you're talking to and talk specifically to that one person, and people will start to listen to you. But you got to know what you're saying and how to say it. And it's a process. Like I teach these things. How do I get my waffle in place, which is a person's wants, aspirations, fears, frustrations, loves, expectations? How do I take those concepts and turn them into the videos that you see me do every single week and every single month? How do those things come to be? It's all systematic. I don't guess. It's a process in place, and I teach these. But when you do this, it helps refine the skill. And if you haven't ever thought about this or heard about it, you've got to get good at copywriting. This is your emails, your captions, your titles. I'm learning this. I'm not a master at this yet. I wish I would have done this 5 years ago. Man, if I can go back in time, I would have learned copywriting way back when. But I'm learning it now, and it's one of those things you consistently do. So the more you do that, the better you get. You were the best. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Giving me love on the Nightly 90s. What is the biggest thing you have established in your life to not only bridge the gap, but create space? Interesting question. I like that. So one of the things that allows me to create space is having a solid relationship. Sounds weird. A lot of people are like, I don't want to be in a relationship because then I'm confined in everything. I have the most freedom in my life because I'm in a great relationship with my wife. So like I get to go and do this and be here in the studio, and like she doesn't know where I'm at. She knows where I'm at. I'm not on the other side of the house. But like I'm here in the studio and she knows I'm here, but I'm not stressed off her wanting me to do something because I know and she knows when I'm done, I'm done. Like I don't do this. We're good there. The kids are taken care of. I do my thing. And also think about when you're single, you have this inconsistent thought in the back of your head of not being single, like getting in a relationship, whether it's the sexual needs be fulfilled or relationship needs, you want to have a family, whatever it is, there's that thing spinning. So it's taking from the career thing. And so for me, I got in a good relationship because we're humans, we're built for relationship. So I'm in a great relationship and I worked on that and I built that. When that thing was off, I was off. I wasn't as good as I could be. And so that's the thing that created space for me, was having that thing solid, and it creates focused time to serve you without having to stress out the rest of the stuff. And it teaches me a lot. Like I learn a lot about how to serve you based on that relationship, my kids' relationships. It's all a consistent learning pool, which is great. How do you deal with pressure and anxiety? Focus, man. When I have a lot of pressure and anxiety, which don't get me wrong, I'm human. It comes and goes. I have a great relationship with anxiety because I spent time in it. So when I played in the NFL, I played in college, like all you have is anxiety all day, every day, being told you're going to get cut, you suck, you shouldn't be here, but still having to show up and ball. You have to operate from a place opposite of emotion. Opposite of your current emotion, you have to operate. That's part of leveling up how you operate. You're going to be forced to be in positions where your emotion's scared, you have anxiety, and like, I don't know what to do, but you operate as if you have the opposite, as if you're full of joy and bolt, and you go. There's a process we talk about, a framework that we learn of why the brain works that way and why we have to then take an action to create a different outcome against the emotional thought we already have. And it creates a different outcome that creates a better life for us against it's unconfident action. You ever jumped off a cliff? Like, I don't feel like doing it. I don't do it. And you just jump off anyways, like, oh, it's amazing. And then you want to do it again, right? That's a short summation of how it truly is. And when you can operate anxiety, you get bathed in it, that becomes less and less of an issue. You have less anxiety because anxiety comes from unknown. I don't know this thing. I don't know what's going on. I have fear wrapped around it. Therefore, I don't know right? But the more you do these things, the more you're like, oh, shoot, I could take that on. And then if there's something you don't know that comes up, you have this chip on your shoulder. And the chip is so big that you're like, hey, I don't know what the problem's going to be. I know there will be one. I don't know what it's going to be. But guess what? I bring me to the problem. It's a different kind of sense of like a chip. But you earn that. You can create this. This isn't something that's not set for you. You just got to create this. But when you get that big chip on your shoulder, whoo, feels good, man. I'm trying to tell you, like, feels real, real good. And then the anxiety diminishes because any problem that arises that you know will arise in time, you bring you to the problem. You bring confidence to the problem. And it's not that big of a deal. It actually gets easier. Can you teach us how to find leads? I can teach you how to find leads. So when it comes to the business, finding people that want to do what you do is not difficult. Being able to communicate with the people that need what you do is difficult, right? Finding them, they're out there. It's in the world. There's a great book I'm reading right now that you guys don't have access to yet. I know. Hold on. I'm wearing jeans today. I don't always wear jeans, but I got clothes on. This book right here I'm reading called Traffic Seekers by Russell Brunson. It's a good book. I really like it. I'm speed reading through it. Legit, I do speed reading courses right now, but I'm getting through it. It's a good book. But what's funny is it breaks down everything to a simplistic base. But even before I got this book, lead generation is not impossible. It's just a matter of saying, I know who I want to talk to. And when I do get their attention for a moment, do I know what to say? Do I know where to find them? Do I know how to communicate with them? And a lot of it's formulating and communicating their problems. This is where copywriting is big. I read the book Copywriting Secrets before this one because copywriting is not just sales pages. It's how do I say words that get you to grasp what's in my heart? How do I take this that's in my heart, put it out of my mouth, have it go to your ears, and then go down to your heart, and your heart get it. Like, oh, I get that. Because I could have something amazing, but if I can't communicate it well, I fall short. And so that's, again, if you understand what I'm talking about, like grasping some of the things, you got to learn how to get your words out. Copywriting is going to be huge. Knowing who you're talking to is going to be huge. And nowadays, you might have to niche down super tight. My clients, business owners, network marketers, entrepreneurs. So whether you're a person doing solopreneurship like I do, you're a person that owns a business that has multiple staff, or you're a network marketer, I teach those people primarily in my programs how to elevate how they operate. Anybody can hop in, to be honest, but I talk to them. That's who I talk to in the programs and the coaching stuff and our ads that go out. Because if I talk to everybody, again, it's the man in the corner. No one's listening to me. So you got to make sure you dial in who you are talking to with great language. What's up, son? What you need?
Nothing. It's not important right now.
Is it not?
No, I was going to tell you if you were not doing anything.
Okay. Well, you want to tell me? You want to tell the people?
That's fine.
He just want to tell the people. He just want to tell you guys. I guess it's something super secret and sleuth. I don't know. Anyways, hello, Tori Sanders. How you doing? Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my questions. Hey, very welcome. That's why I'm here. How are you doing? I'm doing well, Tori. What's up, Imani? Thank you so much, sir. Yes, have to stay focused. You got to stay focused. How it all works. Paula says that's me. Yeah, we're all like that. Don't worry. We all start this way. This is common. This is commonly how it is. The business world is weird because everybody sees the people who are doing it right and they think that, man, I got to be up there. And here's the crazy thing. There are some people behind the scenes that you will never see that are just killing it in business. Not every business has to be the forefront of society. There are a lot in the background. You ever drive by like a business area that has a bunch of businesses and all these buildings with logos you've never seen? What's up?
Can you play basketball now?
I can play basketball in a minute. Yeah. We're gonna go play hoops in a second. There are a lot of businesses that have logos on the side of the building that I drive by and I have no idea who they are. Hello, Mary Dow and Laura Van Hool. I have no idea who they are. It's just on the background, right? Every business just has to communicate with their customers where their customers are at. And it may not be publicly like I do on social media. So don't compare yourself to me. What I do is vastly different than a lot of people in this world. And that's okay. Like it's all different. Find your group of people who you want to talk to, who you really want to serve, and make sure you've crossed the finish line for them. One thing I think people try to do is they say, hey, I'm learning this and I'm excited by this. Therefore, I want to find other people and show them how to do this thing. And it's like, yes, get that. Totally get it. But cross the finish line you're trying to get to first. You can't teach some people like while you're in the middle of the race. It's like trying to navigate while running the race and talking back. Like you need to cross the finish line, then turn back around and say, okay, cool, I did that. I shouldn't have taken that left turn, so you don't take that left turn. I should have went straight, so you go straight here. But like I wouldn't know that until I got to the end and looked back and said, oh, I would have done this, and this differently, right? And then even then, you might go rerun the race. You learn something, go try it again. Like, yep, okay, I was right. And then start teaching it. But when you get to that point there, now you've got something of actual value to give back to people. Communicate that. That's what needs to be communicated more than anything. And if you do that right, then you can build a business. Then you can, and you don't got to be a multi-million-dollar business. Some people just have to replace like $60,000 in income. Replace, $100,000 in income. And if you do things right, you understand how to go through getting a lead, getting someone on the phone, presenting the conversation to them in a way that they can see the value in what you do, having a process that they can follow. You can set things up. I kid you not. We have people set businesses up between 6 to 8 weeks online with everything in place. And they're operational, making money within the first week they set it up. Not a bunch of money. Sometimes not even $100. Then maybe it's like $50 but they get it. But then the thing you do to make $50, the thing you'll do to make $500, and then $5,000, and then $500,000, right? You just refine it, get better, and grow it and grow and grow it. But you got to start it somewhere. And you have to start by knowing who you're talking to, communicating with them simplistically, and tuning the rest of the stuff out. Don't watch me or anybody else do things if they're not your thing. Do the thing that you do really, really well. Cross the finish line, talk from a place of experience, and serve. Oh my gosh, do it for people. Like if you don't know this about me, like I do this for people. I do it for my family. I'm not going to get you wrong. I do it because I want to make income. I want to serve my family. But the moment it comes to me doing this, money goes out the window. I am a very clear person in my heart of hearts of what I do. If I serve at a high level, the finances come. God's shown up and shown me that many, many times. When I'm serving, it takes care of me. Everything I want to get done, it takes care of itself. But it only comes from me showing up for people and putting people first. Like, how do I talk? How do I communicate? What relationships do I have? And how do I mend and how do I manage those relationships? Because your business will live and die in the dark. What I mean by that is if you met somebody who's met me 9.9 times out of 10, there might be like one human being in this world that I don't like. We have a weird relationship. Might be one. But everybody else will be like, that's a good guy. Why is that? Because behind closed doors, I treat everybody above and beyond positive. I care about people. I really do. And so when people ask, hey, what do you know about that guy Trucks? What have you heard about him? Everybody's always like, that's a good guy. Work with him. Good dude. He takes care of people. Does a good job. Like that's what you'll hear in the background. I'll never know the conversations take place. I almost never hear about them. Every so often I'll hear one that took place. Somebody said something. I'm like, oh, it feels good. But those will let my business grow or die in the dark. Because if those conversations were like, yeah, I heard he's kind of sketch. I don't know. My business dies. Nobody wants to work with that guy because he sounds a little bit weird. I don't know, right? But that's how your business works also. You have to realize that things will live and die in the dark based on how you treat people in moments that you aren't even aware of. I don't care if I'm out at the grocery store, if I'm at the bank, if I'm walking with my kids, like everybody in this world gets treated amazingly by me because I want people to feel good. First off, I care about people, but I also know from a professional standpoint, I don't know who anybody knows. Listen to this. There's a guy. So I own properties that we rent, but we rent where we live. I don't like to deal with stuff at the house. Like if something breaks, call the landlord, right? So I rent where I live. I rent my properties out and make profit there. So I had this house I wanted to rent, nice house in this nice area. And this is dead serious. This is how this works. I had this nice area I wanted to live. And the guy had a couple people he was looking at, talking to. And we had come and look at the house. Family loved the house. And we're like, hey, do you want to rent there? And the guy, he goes, okay, cool, we'll get back to you. And I kid you, 4 days later, the guy messages me like, hey, I want to let you know I chose you and your family. I go, hey, why did you choose us? He goes, well, this guy, he owns restaurants, phenomenal, nice dude. He says, I got an Uber in the town. This is 2-3 cities away from me where I'm moving. He says, I got in an Uber to go somewhere. And I just started talking to the Uber guy about this thing I'm doing, about this house I'm renting. And somehow your name came up because you had mentioned that you played football. And the guy who was driving the Uber said, hey, that guy Anthony's a great guy. I used to be a basketball coach at the high school. This was like 8 years earlier. Used to be a basketball coach at the high school. He trained my athletes. Great guy. Loved the guy. Had a conversation about how cool I was, and I played sports. He's like, oh, it's awesome. So I got the house. It's like it's simple. And that was from 8 years before. Like, it sounds odd, but like that's just how I live my life. And things happen in amazing, weird ways. Lives and dies in the dark. Imagine if he got in the car, talked about me, and the guy's like, yeah, I don't know, kind of a sketch dude. I don't get the house. You see what I'm saying? And I would have never, ever known about it. So this is what I'm telling you is a sheer life example. The life works funny. We have no idea how it works. Live it right every single day. Anyways, so I'm gonna let you guys go. My son wants me to go out and play hoops, and I'm gonna go play some hoops. Get my J going, you know what I'm saying? Warm it up. Gotta warm it up. The try's going, y'all. All right. God bless. Love you guys. I'll see you on the flip side.